Hello, this is the introductory lecture for Unit 1, A World of Writing. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Are you assisting patients in a healthcare setting? Are you teaching children in a school? Are you operating your own business? Are you working in a laboratory, office, community center, or state park? Are you walking the beat as a police officer or networking with clients as a freelance consultant? It is likely that very few of you answered that in 5 years you plan to be a professional writer. And yet, if you see yourself working in any of these other professions, healthcare, education, business, criminal justice, environmental management, or just about any other career field you can think of, professional writing is actually an important part of what you will be doing. While it is true that there are many entry-level jobs that don't require any writing, it is always the case in virtually every profession that as you earn more responsibility, as you take on supervisory and management roles, and as you become more deeply involved in the professional culture of your career field, your ability to express yourself effectively in written communication becomes increasingly important. In fact, it is often the case that one's ability to write with confidence and fluency becomes a crucial factor in whether or not one manages to be appointed to advanced positions in a company, whether or not one is able to attract clients, or whether or not one is able to raise capital for a charitable or entrepreneurial venture. We live in a culture that places an enormous amount of significance on the value of the written word. Historically, written documents are privileged as sources of authority. Most world religions are firmly rooted in sacred texts, and most governments are founded on a constitution, a written document that lays out the basic tenets of how the government should operate. History itself is defined as the period of time that began when human beings started leaving a written record of things that have happened about 6,000 years ago. Every once in a while, you hear people say that people are reading less and becoming more illiterate, but the internet age is actually a boom time for writing. It is now possible for anyone with an idea, whether a good one or a bad one, to publish their thoughts for the world to see instantaneously. If the writer's idea resonates with enough readers, the writer has the potential to contribute to an ongoing cultural conversation, to permanently alter the way millions of people think, and, since human life is largely made up of ideas, to literally change the world. In a professional context, writing is the bedrock of communication. If I am buying a car from a guy who says he's going to fix the headlights before he sells it to me, it's nice for the salesman to tell me that in words, but I want to see the agreement in writing before I hand over any money. If I am agreeing to accept a job from a new employer, I want to hear them tell me all of the great perks of the job, but what I'm really interested in is the written contract where the specifics of the job are spelled out in writing. If an employee is applying for a promotion, a supervisor might like to hear the employee talk about how much work she has done to earn the promotion, but what I really want to see is a written record of her accomplishments. In all of these situations, and many more that you can probably think of, writing serves as a basis for trust, reliability, and mutual understanding. At this most basic level, written communication is the shared currency of professional interactions. Writing makes it possible for people to trust one another because a written document has an objective, permanent reality that sets it apart from the subjective, ephemeral quality of spoken communication. For all of these reasons, the ability to write clearly and expressively is a critical instrument in the toolkit of anyone who aspires to professional advancement and success. In some ways, the emphasis the professional world places on writing may seem unfair. You might have a great idea for a business, but if you can't write an effective business plan, it will be much harder to get your business off the ground. You might be great at your job, but if your emails, notes, and reports are ineffectively written, it will be difficult for you to earn a promotion. You might have a world-changing idea in your head, indeed, you probably have several. But if you can't articulate your idea in coherent sentences and paragraphs, the idea might never get out. The good news, however, is that writing is radically democratic. It doesn't matter what your background is, what you look like, how much money you have, or how you comb your hair. Anyone can learn how to develop a professional-sounding writing voice and to express ideas articulately in writing. With practice, humility, commitment, and a willingness to continue challenging yourself, you can advance your writing skills and, in the process, accomplish more of what you want to achieve in your life, become more effective at doing the work that you aspire to do, and cultivate a greater sense of who you are and what you have to contribute to society.